of. They feel that they are abused. They feel that they're lost. After doing so much of help and this and that, they get a disappointment. As a result, they get a disappointment, which actually means it is nothing but your development. You are not yet developed your happiness very firmly. So therefore, you're not succeeding in helping others. Otherwise, you will be succeed, because you will not be regretted. You will not be feeling ripped off. You will not be feeling feeling abused. As long as you can help, you can just continuously helping. You will be helping others, no problem, because you have built your. Sometimes I say, kind of immune system, you are fully protected. So therefore you are a hero, you are victorious. So therefore you will never feel for granted or whatever. You will never feel other people to taking advantage of you. You will never feel, and also you will not be that way anyway. So right now we are very much struggle with the people. When we think about doing something good, think about others, you don't trust them, of course, and also then even if you trust, it turns out to be not so true. It turns out to be wrong. And then it will be. It's so many problems are there. So mainly from Buddhist point of view, all the problems are actually your selfishness that causes all the problems. But of course, this is a little bit difficult to believe that way, because many of the other religion, they don't say that. And also many of the materialistic people, like common people like us, we can't believe it, because we are not familiar with that sort of language. So, but from Buddhist point of view, today me as a Buddhist, we are just talking about 6 paramitas, which means the main practice of Buddhism. So from that point of view, it is the selfishness that causes all the problems. Not only problems in your mind, but the problems that obviously comes from outside. Also, it is very much related to you, not basically not from the others. It's from you. So, for instance, if somebody is really truly taking advantage of you, also is because of your selfishness that really causes this kind of problem. If you do not have this selfishness, or if you maybe do have, but you reduced your selfishness, then the problems also will be reduced. This is kind of a compromise. Compromise, I would say. If you could manage to reduce your selfishness, the problem that external problem, the coming from others, will also be reduced. This is the theory that Buddha Shakyamuni has given, I mean, it works. I mean, for me, I felt that way, because when I'm very arrogant and selfish, everything is going as anti-clockwise. I feel that way. I feel everything is sort of like something wrong. Even my friends and even my parents and even my own family, something is wrong. Everything goes wrong way. But when I sort of like could manage, when I managed to sort of put myself little sort of not very important, and then relax, and then think, and then think of doing something, my mission, then it works very well. The missions, everything, whatever I do, it works very well. It receives by the people very well, and it seems to be helping people very well, and everybody seems to be happy about the missions and everything, and this is very smooth. This is what I sort of, I myself, I mean, but my personal experience-wise, I learned that now for many years. So, of course, this kind of thing is something that we have to really be doing by ourselves, and then see what happens. This is the point where the Buddha Shakyamuni said, I give teaching, but that doesn't mean that you have to listen. You have to follow. You just have to check, investigate it, and if it really works on you, your life, then follow it. So this is what Buddha Shakyamuni said, and we should follow that way, you know. If it works, why not? Follow it. If it doesn't work, then just leave it aside and relax. Try to find something else, or try to follow your nose. That's better. I think you have your own sort of direction. You have your own nose. We say nose. If you have a big nose, then it's easier. Anyway, you know, it's a direction. You know, it's just your own direction. We say you follow your nose. That means like that you have your own sort of way. So there's nothing wrong. I mean, Buddha Shakyamuni didn't mind to say that, and he didn't even think about saying that, you know, you guys have to follow my instruction. You have to, you know. If you don't, then, you know, I will be very disappointed, or you will be punished. I will definitely punish you, or maybe the God will punish you. Never said that. He never said that. He never felt that. He never thought that. That is not his mission. His mission is he's sharing, exchanging his own experience that he went through, lovely experience. You know, like a complete kind of freedom, liberation, whatever you may call, you know. So he felt such a great experience. So he couldn't help it, but share with others. Others means us. So therefore he was sharing his experience. But he said, you know, if you don't feel that way, go ahead with your nose. So this is what he was sort of like, I mean, this is what we should be doing. We as a follower or whatever, we should be, we as a spiritual hunter, we should be doing that way, you know. So, so this now, speaking about now the Paramitas, okay, all the Paramitas, of course, all the spiritual practitioners, they should more or less practice the the path of the Paramita. There's no doubt about it. I believe even in Christian, in Catholic, Hindu, and all other religion, Jewish, all other religion, I think they're more or less talking about the 6 Paramitas. Maybe they don't have this number. I mean, number has not given 6 or 10. They didn't say that, I think, but they all are sort of talking about it. But the maybe principle is a little bit different, maybe not. I'm not very sure. I'm not in a position to say. But the principle, what Buddha Shakyamuni has given, is not to entertain him as a Buddha, or not to entertain the God. No. Not to entertain anybody. It is just merely to reduce your selfishness. That's the main principle of the 6 Paramitas, you know. That's the principle of his teaching, you know. As long as you have as soon as you have a notion of entertaining somebody else, doesn't matter whether it is a God, or it is a Buddha, or it is you, or it is your guru, or it is your family or something, then it's no good.